Robert Downey Jr. is the kind of guy that I think everyone really wants to be like. I look up to him immensely. I have for years. I have before Iron Man. This is a dude who I remember watching on Ally McBeal in the late 90s and being really pissed off when they wrote his character off because, you know, he did some stupid stuff, but he found his way back. He got himself back, and he got himself in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and as a result of that, he is kind of like the father of it. I mean, in regards to character, I would argue that Jon Favreau is probably more so, and Kevin Feige, obviously, but he is like, he's like the sole father of it, really. And as a result of Endgame now being the number one movie in the world of all time, there's one last thing that Downey Jr. has to accomplish. And that, of course, is be getting the Oscar for Best Actor. And I think that's exactly what's going to be happening. Now, in an interview here with Jon Favreau from back in, I think it was June, he says that Downey Jr. has his nomination for Best Actor. Now, that makes a lot of sense because Favreau and him go back a long way. They booted the MCU together. They've been friends for a long time. And obviously, he's definitely got the bias there. But Favreau is an influential guy in Hollywood. And coming off of Black Panther's nominations from this year, all of those were completely, I don't know, those are more for politics than it was for anything else. I think Black Panther, while enjoyable, was nowhere near as grand as Infinity War on like all fronts. But that one got all the noms, didn't win anything big in regards to like the acting ability, but it took home some technical. I think, no, it took home like costumes, which it definitely earned. I will give it that one. But anyway, Favreau says here, he has my vote for sure. I think he was able to discover and explore dimensions of a character over the course of many, many, many films, which is a bit of its own category. But I have to say that if you look at, especially how it began and how it ended in his performances between the first one and Endgame, there was really thoughtful arc to the character, both in his performance and how all the filmmakers contributed to that character. So Robert Downey Jr. in this particular regard, if he chooses to try to get nominated, if he puts his name in or Disney puts his name in, they run the whole campaign. This is a very succinct thing to say. This is, coming from Favreau, who's one of his good friends. And it's true. Where Downey Jr. was in Iron Man in 2008 to where he is in Endgame, there is an arc there. I mean, people still there and say, we love you 3000. And it's not that it was aimed necessarily at Morgan Stark. It's because of Tony. So there's a cultural impact there that I believe has really kind of added to his overall performance. Not saying that his performance is better as a result. He's definitely a great actor, but we view it better because we have that emotional connection over the span of 11 damn years. But it's not just them. It's not just Favreau who's making the claim. And this is months ago. This article popped up on We Got This Covered. And this is saying Avengers Endgame director says Robert Downey Jr. never says the same line twice. And this is an interesting quote because I want you guys to pay attention to the process here. It says Downey will never say the same line twice. He's got this really unique process where he has an earwig in and he has an assistant who's been working with him for years. And what we'll do is like a Sunday before we shoot his scenes for the week, we'll get in a room with him and the writers and pitch out alternative lines because he wants to keep it alive every take. So then he'll do a take scripted, and then his assistant will feed him the alts, and he'll do the scene again with the alts. His assistant will feed him the next round, and we'll see the scene again with another round of alts. And what's great is after 4 takes, we can look at everything he's done and pick and choose and rebuild it. And then he'll do it one more time with everything that seemed to work the best. That's a very different process than, let's say, Scarlett's process. But it's exciting to work with that range of talent. Now, when they make a claim like that, when they're out there saying that kind of thing, what they're doing ultimately is trying to lay the groundwork in the trades to the academy. I think it's like 6,000, 9,000. There's a lot of people that can vote. That he puts in the work to be Tony Stark. That this is his process, that he's more method. I mean, this isn't really method, but it's definitely methodical. He has a system that he does in order to get the best takes. He wants it to be the best he can be. He practices alts of it, doesn't waste people's time on set trying to figure it out, does it beforehand, is a consummate professional, and he clearly cares about what he does. This is something that could really, really, really push him towards getting that best actor nomination. And here's the thing. He's been nominated twice before. He's been nominated twice before. We got him here with Tropic Thunder 2008, where he was up for Best Supporting Actor for Kirk Lazarus. I'm a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude. You know a dude who don't know what dude he is. Love that. Love that. I screwed that line up, but that's a great thing. And then, of course, 1993's Chaplin, where he was up for Best Actor. In both cases, he lost. In the case of Tropic Thunder, he lost specifically because of Heath Ledger. He lost specifically because of Heath Ledger, and that makes sense. I get that. I get why the Academy gave the Best Actor or Best Supporting Actor award to Heath Ledger for the Joker, but I do feel that Kirk Lazarus, it was such a good performance. And so if he's up for Best Actor, if they nominate him, it's going to be for these two roles, as well as everything else he's done. This is going to be like a lifetime achievement sort of thing, versus I think actually like tying it into his performance strictly for Endgame, which I do feel he really nailed it at the end. If you want my honest opinion, the best performance he gave in that movie was when he wasn't saying anything at all. You know, at the end of that movie, when he's done the snap, he's done it all, he's killed Thanos, and everyone is like, you know, Peter and Pepper are saying their goodbyes. And he's just got that look on his face. He's not saying anything, but everything he's conveying through his eyes. And there's a lot of CG work done on his face to make the scarring look good, but everything's there through his eyes, his performance. And at the end of the day, I think that is better than anything we've really seen in the MCU so far. And I can't speak to the rest of the year. I haven't seen every single movie that's come out, but if he gets the nomination, I would bet on him to actually win for a couple different reasons. One, Disney's got the marketing bucks to make it work. Two, the Oscars are on ABC, so that's owned by Disney, so there's that. And I think people would be willing to do it. I think people would be really willing to give it to him because, you know, he's, in my mind, he's earned it. He's earned it. I definitely want to know what you guys have to say about this. So let me know down in the comments below, or head on over here to facebook.com/groups/3bucktheater and get in on the action. Or if you want to catch a story like this live and ask me questions live and call in live, Hollywood After Dark, Monday through Thursday, 11 p.m. PST, right here on the channel. It's a great place to come and hang out, talk about the movies and all the crazy stuff with it. Or if you want to go a step further and really help support the channel, patreon.com is probably the best way right now. YouTube is messing with so many channels. So many people are suffering right now. So if you got $1 per month, help the channel grow, and I really appreciate it. But in the meantime, thank you guys so much for watching. Have yourself a great day, and peace out.